Okay, that was the train station, my hotel. We're gonna walk this way. The city is grittier than I expected. Or I got water from the Bruce Willis store. It says hell. I don't know what he's selling, but it says hell. Okay, water was 160 or 190. So you basically divide it in half, so it's like 80 cents or something like that. So what do I know about Plovdiv? It's an ancient city. Philippopolis was a name, named after Philip II of Macedon, who was the father of Alexander the Great. Supposed to be one of the most ancient cities in Europe. I don't know, like 4,000 years old. Lots of Greek and Roman ruins. That's why I came here. But no Greek and Roman ruins here. Okay, it's about a 15-minute walk to the meeting point. My first impressions, it's a lot grittier than I expected. The pictures I've seen, it mainly focuses on the ancient ruins, which looks marvelous. Also, there's like a big walking street, which looks really nice with a lot of restaurants. But I haven't seen this part in the videos or photos. This non-touristic side of town. The dark skies are, I think, making the city more gloomier than usual. I could hear thunderstorms. Not good. But we'll keep going. I got an umbrella. I just arrived here from Bansko. I was staying in Bansko for 7 nights. Now that is a wonderful place to stay for summer or winter. It's a ski resort. And in the summertime, they do a lot of hiking activities there. I was there for the Bansko Nomad Fest. I was supposed to arrive by train. But in Bulgaria, things happened and there was a problem with the train. So the train became a bus. There was a little bit of a language issue on the bus, but you know, there were some people who spoke English. They helped out, figure out what's going on, because they would stop for 40 minutes. And if you don't tell me, I don't know. You know, I need to go to the restroom, get some food. But there were a lot of helpful Bulgarians who spoke English. So everything worked out fine. Everything works out fine usually. So there's supposed to be an ancient theater or an amphitheater. There's an ancient racetrack that's mostly buried underground, and other ancient monuments. Okay, so look at this. Now we're getting to this nice park. Fountains, restaurants. It looks really nice. Very nice fountain and man-made lake. It's raining a little bit, but I'm hoping it'll clear up. There's some lighter skies over there. When I hear Bulgarian, it sounds a lot like Russian. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they're a related language. I know they both use Cyrillic, the alphabet used by Russian and the Bulgarian language, as well as several other Eastern European countries. It was invented in Bulgaria. This park is huge. I'll put the name of the park on the screen, but it's kind of like the central park of Plovdiv, I think. Look at these flowers. Very nice. I'm sure if the weather was better, it'll look even better. When it's cloudy like this and rainy, it doesn't look good on film, but I much prefer to tour the city when it's like this. It's a lot cooler. Tomorrow, I think it's gonna get a lot warmer. Okay, 3 more minutes to our meeting point, the City Hall. Oh yes, especially if you gotta go. So this is what I'm talking about. Ancient, either Greek or Roman ruins. Let's go see if there's any information over there. So it's the ancient forum of Philippopolis. Philippopolis. So that was the ancient Greek city. 5th century BC, so 2,500 years ago. Forum is like town, like downtown for ancient cities. Let's go down there and check it out. So you could just walk in, there's no entrance fee. You could just get in here and look around. You got these columns, ancient pottery. I'm sure at night it's gonna be lit up really well. So this must be like the main town square. And the skies are clearing up, so it looks really nice. Look, something up there, some kind of monument. There's a lot of hills, and there's another ancient monument here. Let's check it out. So you could just walk through this. I'm not gonna do it right now because I gotta go to the walking tour. But let's see what this one is. There's a some information over here. So Agora of Philippopolis, named after Philip II of Macedon, father of Alexander the Great. 5 centuries BC, so 5th century BC, so that's 2,500 years ago. All right, let's find the walking tour. It's around here somewhere. So this part of town is much nicer than the part that I went through. This must be the long walking street. Supposedly it's the longest one in Europe. I'll check it out later. Maybe I'll have dinner around there. But let's go to the meeting point. So this is a really nice area of town. My tour guide's name is Valis, and the history of Plovdiv, 7 or 8,000 years. It was the home of the Thracians, and they did not have a written language. So what we know about the Thracians is all from the Greek conquerors. The conquerors makes history, and that's all we know about the Thracians. The Greeks conquered Thracians, and they wrote about them. And after the Greeks conquered the Thracians, they established Philippopolis, named after Philip II of Macedon, father of Alexander the Great. I answered that question. Yes. Who was Philip II? I answered the question, and he gave me a candy. You get a candy for answering it right.
That's a good friend, always here for you, no matter the weather, and always eager to listen. Usually, I will show you before the so let's go on in this direction.
So that's a statue of Milos. He was a local crazy. Well, he had meningitis. Meningitis is a physical form, serious form of autism, and he loved to give advice to people. He loved to listen to people and give advice. And Plovdiv has statues of ordinary people, and that statue was donated by, the money for it was donated by an American doctor. So that's the stadium where they did races, and this end is the end of the stadium. It goes all the way 250 meters. He was showing us the H&M store. That's like less than halfway, and there's an ice cream store halfway, and there's two white markers. That was the beginning of it. He said you could go to the H&M store and the ice cream store during business hours underground to see what it looks like. It's still buried underground. They haven't excavated it. They tried to excavate it like 100 years ago and they failed, but they did it in 1960. They started excavating and they could finally find it. It was built in the 1st century by Emperor Hadrian, and the stadium was working for 1,200 years, so until the 12th century. And there was an aqueduct behind it. They used that to flood the stadium and have naval battles. And he was saying that they never had chariot races to circle around the stadium because it's not big enough. It was just like a drag race going all the way from one end to another. Another interesting point is the city of Plovdiv is the oldest continuously inhabited city in Europe. It was never abandoned, and there was a mosque that's right behind the stadium. It used to be a Byzantine church. Now it's a mosque, but they use the stones from the arena to make the mosque or the church. This is the mosque that used the stones from the arena, but used to be a Byzantine church. So this is Kapana district. It's known for murals and hip cafes, but it used to be abandoned until 2014. And since 2014, they've revitalized it. And now they have mural contests. And they repaint the murals all the time. That's gonna be freshly painted soon. So the walls are telling you a story, history. The big stones are from the Greeks, and then we got the Romans, Ottomans, the Byzantine, and then the Ottomans. This used to be a junkyard for all the stones. And these are the big houses that they used to build for rich people, and they tax based on the number of windows. So some of the rich people, they will put windows in places they don't need so that they could brag to people how rich they are, how much tax they're getting taxed. So this is the medieval part of Plovdiv, and that's a bell tower of a church. And in the 1500s, they destroyed all the bell towers. The Ottoman Empire destroyed all the bell towers because the bell towers were ringing when the call for Muslim prayer, when the call for Muslim prayer was being yelled out.